Hello, this is my personal review of BI Norwegian Business School. I wish I had seen a similar video when I started there. Because honestly, this video is going to be about how bad I thought the whole experience was and how it was bad. So it's just a personal opinion. However, pretty much every student I've spoken with regarding this education and regarding BI believes that there was at least something really bad about the education. So it's not just me, while it is a personal opinion. I graduated with a degree in international marketing management, but the first year on everything you study on BI is the same, so this applies for everyone who starts from the first year. Also, a lot of my critique against BI also goes for many other similar business schools. The learning material is incredibly boring, uninspiring, inefficient. The structure of learning it is just memorize and forget. It's also outdated. And all of these things regarding the learning material, which was bad, is related, so I will talk about them together. So, for example, there is a course where you learn business history, and you learn it in just a very boring way that's not useful today at all. You learn all these theories that are just far from being applicable, that are explained with like difficult words, I don't know, just to seem sort of academic. And I had no use of memorizing them. It's very much stuff that you can memorize and put on a test, and then you forget it and you have no idea how to use it. And these general courses in the first year, they could be interesting. They could be really interesting, but they aren't. Another example is these courses around economics, where all the examples pretty much in the exams are just of small hardware companies, which is maybe the most old-fashioned and boring form of a business, in my opinion. So it could be interesting. It could be, for example, analyzing the economics of Airbnb, which is super interesting, or SpaceX, or right? Something interesting, but it isn't. They're not even trying to make it interesting. And my favorite example of BI being outdated is that just a couple of years ago, when I graduated, there were exams on pen and paper. You wrote on pen and paper, which doesn't belong in today's modern world. And if it wasn't for Corona, they would still have exams on pen and paper. Every marketing course on BI is outdated in some way, because marketing changes really fast and BI aren't able to keep up with the pace. For example, when I graduated, there were almost nothing about SEO or paid ads, and no examples of how Facebook got to where they are. After graduating from BI, I've learned way more about business, finance and marketing than I did while I was studying at BI. Because when you study something at BI, that is supposed to be your full-time source of learning something, right? Of course you can learn stuff besides, but it just drained me of excitement to learn because it was so boring, inefficient and uninspiring. So I didn't learn much besides from my studies. But after I graduated, I started reading books, watching just YouTube videos, working on projects, being much more hands-on, and then I learned way more. So I recommend just skipping the whole degree and going straight to that. Another really bad thing is that most of the students at BI, in my experience, they don't really care about what they're learning. They don't really care about learning as much as possible. And I mostly blame the system, the degree, for being bad in all these ways, that the students don't care if the way they learn it is just bad. The last thing that is bad about the education from BI is that it's expensive. Obviously, it's weird to pay a lot of money for something that's bad in all these ways, where you could have learned more in a shorter amount of time by not paying that enormous fee. I also know of some students which, on top of paying a huge fee for the education, they also pay other students to take their exams, which is just a very bad situation to be in. So if your parents believe that you have to get a formal degree from maybe BI to be successful, then you don't, and show this to your parents. If you know someone who's thinking about going to BI, show this to them as well, or any other business school for that matter. I would love to hear other people's experiences with BI in the comments. I would love to hear what you are expecting if you're going to join BI regardless of this video, or if this maybe I've changed your mind. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. If you want more content like this, or more content about me making a company that is making online learning better, because I was inspired by how horrible the learning experience from BI was, then subscribe and see ya!